Alright, you country bumpkins. So I decided to do something I thought I would never actually do myself, and that's pick up Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, or do I have to say Self-Delete Squad, Unalive the Justice League? You know, you need to be careful of what you say, even though I've said the other ones at the start. So I've gubbed it for myself already. And you'll be all like, Craggs, why did you buy that game that I just mentioned 2 seconds ago? Is it because it's got an offline mode now? So I thought, you know what, I'll give it a shot. Give it a fair crack of the whip. I bought it for a tenner, 9 something pound something pence. I thought, fair enough, right, cool. It's not too expensive. Even if it's really, really, really duff, I haven't really wasted an awful lot of money on it. I've got the PS5 version, in case you're wondering. But you can get it in Everton under the sun, as they say. And it looks really nice. I think the world's been well crafted. But I think it's a game that's actually in the wrong clothes. Doesn't really suit this universe. It's weird. It's a shooter. They've clearly designed it like Destiny. But Everton's based off of Destiny now into Everton. So it is very much designed like a live service game. I hate that. I hate that so much. But the thing that kills it is that you can at least have fun. I mean, I enjoyed The Division. Division 2 was okay. But I'm just using that as an example. They're not all of these games, you know, are terrible. It's the online connection you need. It's the, I need a subscription to play it. So you're like, I need, for this one, you needed an internet connection and you needed Xbox Live Game Pass Gold or PS Plus, you know. So that's an extra expense. And you're like, well, how long am I going to play it for? Maybe I'll play it for a year. So I'll get a year and there's another 40, 50 quid. So your game now becomes 70 and then another 50. So, and that's even before you get any of the add-ons. I mean, I think all the add-ons were actually free, but there was like a super duper edition for this and it was like 80, 90, 100 quid. So you want to play the game and you get that version because you get a skin or 2 extra. Very bizarre. So the £150, that's the base game just to play the fucking thing. No, mate. So I decided when I first heard that, I was like, no. Then it turned out to be a shooter. So everybody's got guns. Some of them, fine. Like Deadshot, fine. He has guns in the fact that his character uses guns. And he's got guns in the film. Harley Quinn, she didn't use guns much, I don't think, in the movies. I don't really know the comics, so I'm just basing this off of what I've seen visually on the film media. But everybody used a gun at some point in some way or form, but it's just weird. Like King Shark, why would King Shark have a minigun? He's an Atlantean. What powers would he have other than the game of jumping really high and jumping really fast? But they've all got that. They've all got that. I think it's just slightly differently. Like King Shark can do a triple jump, or Deadshot will use his backpack. What's his face? Boomerang uses his boomerangs to teleport. I didn't know he could do that. And Harley Quinn's got she stole Batman's grappling hook, so it's different flavours for all doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Which is fine, because they all need to keep up with each other. That's the way they've designed it, so within the context of the game, that's okay, that's fine. And anybody can use any type of weapon. You'll find them lying about the place, and weapons, the bog stand, machine guns, miniguns, rocket launchers, shotguns, whatever, sniper rifles, you name it. And the problem lies, no matter what character you go, they all pretty much feel the same. And you'll get a wee shot at each of them in the intro, like the prologue, the training mode. The training mode's long. I just thought it was like you'd go through all the 4 characters and get a wee feel for them, and then you get into the game proper. But no, it's training after training and after training after training. It's like a couple of hours, and I'm like, oh, the training, or like training complete. You're like, this has been about 2-3 hours worth of training, and I use training very loosely because everything you do in the training, you do in the base game over and over again. Like that's a very strange criticism to make, I know, but there doesn't feel like there's a lot of variety in the mission structure. Let me just say that. I mean, you are going to go from point A to point B, and you're going to either destroy like a PowerPoint, you're going to capture something, you're going to defend something, and you're going to find something. That's it. That's the 4 categories. So you'll get a mission where you need to protect Poison Ivy's plants. And like, great, it's just a capture the flag or defend the flag moment from any multiplayer game you've ever played in your life. And then you'll get tasked with finding agents in the map, and then you need to bring them back to a bus. And then you'll just get like fanny about in the open world. There's nothing to do in the open world other than do these missions, but in all the missions, main missions blend into side missions. You'll have a main mission that's capture the flag, you'll have a side mission that's just doing the same thing over again. You also get a car. The car's really bizarre. It doesn't really feel that good to play. I don't like it. It's really fucking slow and dies really, really quickly. And I'm like, what the fuck do I need a car for when I'm a jumping super mutant with a rocket launcher machine gun that can run fast as Superman? It's like when you get the toys for Spider-Man and like, oh, I got a Spider-Man toy. What is it? A helicopter? Why the fuck would Spider-Man need a helicopter? Or a tank? Or in Lego, a mech? A mech? Very strange decision to make. Very, very strange. I think the moment-to-moment gameplay, like your 30 seconds, the shooting's satisfying, the traversal's the best part of the game. Hands down. It reminds me a lot of Sunset Overdrive in the Xbox. If anyone have you played that, in fact, a lot of just the way some of the enemies are designed look kind of similar to that of Sunset Overdrive. I'm probably just reaching a wee bit there, but who cares? That's what we're here for, just to talk geek and enjoy our hobby together like a bunch of, I don't know, pricks. Lovely pricks, of course. We're all lovely pricks here. Or I do my best to be, anyway. So, yeah, it's a game that's really got a huge identity problem. I think they could have redesigned a lot of it to be better, obviously. I think there should have been like melee builds. Not everything is just guns, and as fun as that is, it does get dull quickly. So melee builds, tank builds, sneakier builds, hybrid builds. I think the characters at the start were a bit of a straight, like, does anybody really care about Captain Boomerang? They should have had Deathstroke in there. Or whatever his name is, Slade Wilson. Slade, it sounds like an 80s lead singer from one of these 80s, 70s glam metal bands. Terrible name, terrible, but it was made in the 40s, 50s, 60s, I don't know. A long time ago, anyway. So I haven't fully finished it. I've done a couple of the boss fights. I did the Flash and the Green Lantern. They were similar. The structure's the same. They've got a shield of some kind. You need to weaken it, and then you can shoot them, and then you kill them. It feels very strange shooting Green Lantern to death with a minigun, but there we go. And that leads into the story, and the story is pish. It's just awful. The concept of, you need to take down the Justice League, it sounds really stupid in the paper, actually. It doesn't sound good in paper. It doesn't sound good, but how are you going to kill the Justice League? Just a bunch of crooks. Other than King Shark, who is a metahuman. Well, I call him a human. He's just a big fucking shark. He has powers of eating people. I don't know what powers he's got. Like, he can run fast and he can breathe underwater and all that shit. That's another thing. You don't go in the water. There's there should be missions based on the character. This should have been a fucking single player game, right? And they could have had story missions based on each character's attributes. So Harley Quinn is more sneaky. So, she's not superpowered or anything like that. Good brawler, but you could have had her fucking hyenas and you could have called them in to attack people and see what they could have done. This is just off the top of my head. They could have done so much more with it, but they didn't. It's very frustrating. Like I say, Boomerang sucks. I like the voice acting's good though, but the characters I don't really care about most of them. And then Brainiac clones the Justice League, and you're like, how the hell did he manage to get them to sit still long enough to clone them? How did he catch the Flash? I don't know. He's the Flash. Alright, you get a wee device in the game that fucking lets you knock him in his arse, that's kind of funny. It's like, okay, well, they need to do something, I suppose. And then, it's just, I don't know, I don't get it. I don't understand. Another gripe I've got about it, I've not just got it for this one, it seems to be with looter shooters these days, and they just constantly throw things at you. I spent probably maybe a little bit over half of my gameplay time in this in the fucking menus selecting new things. And I get a new thing nearly every battle, and there's a battle every minute. You go and you battle them, and then you go down, and then you battle them again, and then there's another battle, and every time you're picking up guns, or if there's no guns, it's grenades, shields. This is something that all these big looter shooters, well, Borderlands is the same. It's like, can we not just get a good weapon and stick with it for at least 3 hours? Don't need to be constantly bombarded with fucking gear. It's annoying. It's silly. Because you don't want to be spending more time on a menu than you do playing the game. Do you get me? Yeah! So I'm not hating the game, but I'm not loving it either. It's got its moments, but it gets really dull very, very quickly. It suffers from open worldness where they've not put enough thought into it, into like other things you can do, and that really, I know it's designed that way deliberately, so it's just a fuck about game. The podcast game, as I like to call it. You just put a podcast on and grind. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not. When the repetition gets too noticeable, I don't like it as much. And I have stopped playing it for the time being because I'm bored of it, so take for this what you will. Yeah, I think it's probably on Game Pass or some subscription service. If you've got it, give it a bash, you might like it. It's good that it's got an offline mode now, so you don't need to worry about disconnects and all that shit. Game runs fine, but yeah, misses a mark quite a bit. Ultimately up to yourself if you want to dip your toe in or not. Take what I said on board and make your own mind up. Get it up, you.
So, game of two halves. Lots to think about.